Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
This is our Thanksgiving episode.
Are you telling me that this is our Thanksgiving?
I'm telling you, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and this is our Thanksgiving episode. Welcome.
We're back.
Welcome back to the Wholesome Music Podcast.
This is the DIY podcast about DIY music.
Darn right.
This is Cam LJ. You are here at Secret Spot DTLA. Find us online at secretspotdtla.com. His pronouns are he, she, or they.
This is Augustus Watkins, co-owns a record label and a PR company. The record label is called Give Take.
Nice.
The PR company is called Cocaine Opera, not Cocaine Oprah.
Nope.
Augustus's pronouns are he, she, or they, but he'll take any of the pronouns.
That's it.
That's right.
That was good. All right. We are going to talk about part 4.
Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
This is our Thanksgiving episode.
Are you telling me that this is our Thanksgiving?
I'm telling you, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and this is our Thanksgiving episode.
Do you believe him? Because
You
last
believe
week,
me.
this is gaslighting.
I'm telling you the truth.
Last week.
I only speak the truth. Are you telling? When you're listening, I promise it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Last week, you insisted it was Thanksgiving.
But how do you? Time isn't real. It was real then, and it's just as real now.
So we did a really lovely segment about what we're grateful for.
Yes, we did.
I thought it was just really appropriate. Leave us a comment to
It's
let us know
wholesome.
what you're grateful for.
What are you wholesome for?
What are you wholesome for? Because, gratitude really is the thing that runs this whole thing.
Yes.
So we did part 4 of our 4-part series about music copyright.
And I think this is the final part.
We're calling this the final.
This is the wrap. In that, we will also leave a little link in the
right.
description for you. So if you've been following all 4 parts of this and you want kind of one place to see everything, we've got a link for you in the description. It's got all the resources we talked about, a little breakdown in 4 pages.
It's really nice.
Just to give you, an overview of everything we talked about. If you felt like it was too much listening or you just want one place to see everything, go ahead and click in the link. It's a free. It's not, you don't got to give us your email. You don't got to do any of the extra stuff. You just go ahead and click it. You'll have all the resources in one place.
We don't have a mailing list. We probably should.
We should. We will next time.
This is like we're going together. Right?
This is a DIY situation.
So we're kind of growing with you.
You're growing with us.
It would be it would be a good idea for you to have a mailing list. It would be a good idea for us
to have a mailing
list.
But
look, it probably goes to show you don't have to launch the whole.
It's a step-by-step process.
Exactly.
You don't have to do it all at once.
Exactly. So we got a big AI music roundup. There's been a lot of news about AI.
There has been.
We're going to get into that.
It hasn't been AI winter. It's been AI summer, and it's been raining AI news.
It's been raining AI news. So a big thing. We revisit the title thing.
Yes, we do. We got a title update just to kind of get nitty gritty. We saw some red flags pop up, and we got to talk to you about it.
Yeah. And then there's some there's some news about Travis Scott. Very interesting.
Yes. Shout out Travis Scott.
Let's say there's some hip hop news.
Yes, there is.
So we're going to kind of talk about how the ways that hip hop isn't dead, despite what the charts may be telling us. And then teaser, we're going to dig into a little bit more about that vis-a-vis rock music next week.
Yes, we will.
But for this week, we've got a lot on tap for you. So
we do.
So lock in.
We've got a lot on tap, like a good beer, like a good Thanksgiving beer you're thankful for.
So real quickly, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe.
Yes,
give us
the video.
Leave
a comment.
If you're listening most likely on Apple Podcasts or on Amazon Podcasts, do the thing you do there.
Yeah.
Follow us. I'm not sure what you do on Amazon.
I know you're not listening on Spotify because we're not there.
So if you think you're on Spotify, you need to check your meds because
you do. We're not there anymore.
You're not listening.
Maybe
to us
you're
on
way
Spotify.
more back and listening to old episodes.
No, it's gone too. So you are not.
No,
listening.
you can't even fancy
unless somebody has plagiarized us. In which case,
we need to be copyrighted.
That was a really good transition.
It was.
Let's get into it. You register your music with the Copyright Office.
Depends on if you think your music is going to get stolen.
Great question. Okay. So that's just to set us up. Of course, this is part 4 of our music copyright world. And I think this is going to kind of take us back to the beginning.
Yes, full circle.
So tell me, do you copyright your songs?
No.
I don't either.
I don't. And I think this is kind of what we're going to jump into, but I don't copyright my songs for the most part because all of my content lives on my machine and gets time-stamped that way. So I have projects that are emailed, or I have projects that are a lot of my demos get immediately uploaded to SoundCloud privately, but If you want to know when it was uploaded, that's your upload date.
Okay, so this you're let's explain why that works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
or why
and where that falls short.
Yes.
So I'm basing this off of, again, something from copyright.gov, and then I went to a blog called shoot, I didn't save this. His name is D4Win. The link will be in the comments. I forgot to, or in the description.
Yes.
I forgot to write down the name of the blog. Your music, composition, and sound recording is copyright protected at the moment of creation. So, first of all, once again, when he says composition and sound recording, we are talking about
the master and the right, like the publishing and the master side.
The two parts of every song. So, and what he means by protected at the moment of creation, this is what you were kind of talking about. Mm-hmm. Your work, whether it's the composition or sound recording, becomes automatically copyrighted the moment it is created and fixed in a tangible form that is perceptible, either directly or with the aid of a machine or device. In other words, a song you wrote is protected by copyright once it's in a form that someone can see, hear, touch, like written on paper, recorded to an audio file on a computer. You need to be able to prove that you are, in fact, the author of the original work. This is your upload strategy, especially in the case where you suspect someone of infringing on your intellectual property. Okay. So this is why your kind of method is just to have it up online somewhere.
Yeah, have a timestamp on it somewhere.
It's been transmitted, therefore it's been what they call fixed in a tangible form. Mm-hmm. And so that gives you protection, because one of the things I think people don't always understand right off the bat is that if you made it, you have the copyright.
Yes.
That's just,
you own it.
That's it.
Yep.
Any legal issues that come to it come down to proving
that you have the copyright, or proving you have it before somebody else had it.
Right. But you, like, when we do this, like, as soon as this gets uploaded, we have a copyright.
Yeah.
This is our property.
Yes.
We don't have to register it with the Copyright Office. We could.
Especially if we were concerned that somebody else had the Wholesome Music podcast and they were also releasing episodes about the same content around the same time, then maybe we should go do it.
Right.
But assuming that it's just us, ain't no one trying to do us.
Okay, so that's it, right? This is one of those things where it okay, let's preface this. You're not a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer.
Yes.
We're not talking legal advice. This is
not legal advice.
Just a couple of musicians talking shop. However, it really comes down to, like, whether it's actually worth your time and money.
Yes.
To protect.
And it isn't super expensive.
We're
talking about like $30 to $60.
We'll get into that, yeah. But do you need to do it? If I'm an indie artist and I'm putting my shit up on TuneCore and I'm, I want to, like, I play open mics and I play local showcases, and, like, you honestly, like, in your opinion, you don't need to go copyright.
I would agree. I would generally agree. I like, with the artists that I work with, I don't generally make you go get a copyright for your music. I might make you get a copyright for other products, for other things that I think are more, like maybe you do want to, like, trademark. This isn't copyright, but maybe if you're doing something like merch, you maybe want to trademark that. But that isn't really copyright. That isn't the same.
Yeah, let's
that isn't the same conversation. But I would just put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Add it to our conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe there are other, if you really do want to protect your assets, maybe not just music, but your other assets, like your graphics or your band name. That's another good thing to trademark. But as for copywriting, I don't really take my artists through the process of copywriting unless, and this is the big thing, unless you think there's going to be a legal dispute where, hey, we are going to name this song the same as another song.
Yep.
And we're going to have a bunch of, like, samples and a bunch of things that need to be cleared and a bunch of things that may be construed with someone else. Then maybe it's a good time to go get a copyright. So maybe another place for us to talk about this is AI. Maybe AI is another place where maybe it's worth it for you. If you're making your whole song with AI, maybe it's smart for you to get a copyright. This is a hot take. This is random. This is new. But if you can, I think that might be more useful, because then you have some proof of ownership. Really what we're talking about with copyright is proof of ownership, proof that you own it, and when you created it, that's non-disputable. So having this physical copyright is going to give you the best legal defense, because you have a paper trail with the government, with the copyright office.
So like, I love this. I think you really laid it out really clear. So it's not that it's not that you do or don't have a copyright. If you make a song, you have the copyright.
Yes, you do.
What you have not done is registered that copyright. And where that comes in is in the case of lawsuits.
Yes.
In the case of a lawsuit, and now I'm quoting again, in the case of a lawsuit where you suspect someone is using a song without permission or even claiming it as their own, plagiarism, you have to register it first before you can engage in any legal disputes over your song or recording. Registration also means the other side bears the burden of proof to prove that the work is not yours.
Yes.
If you, I'll continue. Also, you are eligible for statutory damages, attorney's fees, and costs if you registered before the infringement occurred or within 3 months after publication of work. So this is where, and again, this is where, like, if you're an indie artist, you're just finding your voice. Going back to episode 1, where we talked about how do you find your voice. If that's the level that you're at, you're performing locally. I just like this. I don't do mine. Yeah,
I don't see a need for it.
I don't either. There is a case, I think, if you're working with sync in mind.
Yes.
Now, this article kind of said like you have to have it copyrighted before you get sync. That hasn't been my experience.
No,
but there's a case to be made if you're working specifically because you're trying to play the sync game.
Yeah, and I would say anytime you're going to distribute your music past your own reach. So like I wouldn't put like Spotify or anything like that, because that's within your reach. You're very much able to, I put it on DistroKid, or I put it on Lander, or I put it wherever, Symphonic, and it got distributed to these 20 platforms.
Yeah.
That's not out of your reach. Out of your reach is, hey, I submitted to somebody who's going to submit to a bunch of radio stations, or I submitted, and you're kind of handing your music off to a middleman, and then it's going to go other places. That's a time when I think it's worth advocating to, or at least thinking about. Not like you need to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe
it's also like, this is where I kind of, the sync one really, because it's like, because you got a song and it's going to end up in a Neiman Marcus commercial.
Yeah.
So now this is going to get heard by a bunch of people. Like, it's probably at that point decent to have the copyright.
Absolutely.
Because there's probably a decent chance that someone's going to rip that, put it on their thing. And if you don't have the copyright, it's
hard to prove.
That hard to prove, and it's harder to kind of get your damages for that.
Yes.
I want to back up one about the copyright. You can copyright let's say what you can copyright. And you can copyright lyrics and melodies. You cannot copyright chord progressions.
Nope.
You cannot copyright song titles, names, or short phrases, or the overall idea or concept of a song.
No, because those things don't belong to you. Those things are not copyrightable.
They're not
those things are generally so, like, you can't copyright a 1-4-5 chord progression.
Right. Yeah.
That's just it's just common. It's common. There's a name for that, like common law or common use or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just common. It's just everyone can use it. Yep. It's fair use.
You cannot copyright I know there are like extreme, super weird cases where it can be done, but for the most part, don't expect. You read some really rad chords. Don't expect to copyright.
We talked about this a little bit when we talked about interpolations a few episodes ago, about things being more than 7 notes in consecutive order. Then you still wouldn't have a copyright. It's just that you have a claim to that melodic idea.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So you wouldn't necessarily be able to copyright, like, I don't think you can copyright like the main theme of like AC/DC's Back in Black, but you would have to then pay like essentially a royalty to them if you're interpolating like more than 7 consecutive notes of that melody. So I don't know if you would say that they have a copyright, but you would say that they, maybe.
Well, certainly they have a copyright, but I think what you're saying is is the riff is that copyrightable? I actually don't know because I know straight up chords aren't, but that's that's a riff.
Yeah, and that's more of a melodic lead idea.
And I wonder if that actually counts as something that could be copyrighted. I actually just don't know the answer to that.
I think the answer is yes.
Okay.
I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but I think the answer to that question is yes. But it has to be differentiatable, and it has to be more than 7 notes of something that isn't already pre-existing copyrighted.
So I didn't verify this because to my mind, this sounds correct. As of this writing, and this is from the blog, I will verify this and I will make sure that the links we put up in the show notes are accurate. It costs, you can register your work by paper for $85. There is no reason to do that. They don't want you to do that. You can register online. You can register a copyright online for $35.
Yes.
And you can register, which I actually was the thing that I was mistaken about. It's not $35 per item.
Really?
It's $35. The way this is said, it's $35 for the batch.
Oh, okay. So you could batch submit your entire album.
I hope so. If I'm wrong, we're putting up bad information.
But
that's what I read today.
Yeah. I think I've heard this before too, where if you upload more than one thing at a time, it's a better deal than if you upload each. Yes, in the case of like an album, you would want to copyright the entire album as a batch versus copywriting each single if you are going the copywriting route. And again, just to reiterate this, I think copywriting, it's kind of like if you've ever bought like an audio interface or a piece of gear, you own the gear, but then you have to go to their website and register the product with Universal Audio. If you get Universal Audio piece of like you get you get the Apollo, you own the Apollo, but you need to register it with UAD so that they know, oh, okay, you own it. It goes, it signs with you, assigns to your name.
And again, you don't need to, but there are just certain use cases where it becomes really useful to do it. So that's a really nice way of describing copyright. So that brings us full circle. So you, again, just to clarify, you can copyright a composition and a sound recording.
Yes, you can.
So this goes back to our part one.
All the way back to the beginning.
If you'd like to know about how that kind of the history of that, how that started, please go back to our part one. That is now 1, 2, 3 episodes ago.
Yes.
And then of course we are going to put this in a playlist on YouTube. That's as the recording, we don't have that, but we will.
It'll be there.
And then part 2 was how songwriters get paid via the copyright process, or via copyright. Part 3 was how performers get paid, and now this part 4. This is really what I want to say about this is shout out to King David.
Yes,
because he was originally the person who reached out
and asked us about this.
If should you copyright a song, and it was like such a complicated question that led us down this thing. So King David, shout out to you.
Shout out to King David.
Keep carrying the torch. We were just talking about you off camera. We love watching you do what you do.
Yes.
And keep sending us your questions, y'all. This is how we do this.
This is how the sausage gets made.
It's how the sausage gets made. I think
That's
we're done
a little bit of a tongue twister.
This is how the sausage gets made. 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 This is how the sausage gets made.
For me.
That's tough.
That is.
But I got the mask on, so you don't even. I could be like.
You could be.
We could be editing out in post, and they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't even know.
All right, we come back. We got. Okay, Cameron.
That's me.
Now, we're going to kind of go over 2 pieces of, we're going to retread. It is Mercury retrograde season.
It is.
It's only appropriate that we revisit some past concepts. We're going to do kind of a correction later in this episode. Not a correction, just an
update.
Yeah, just more to say about it.
Yeah.
Something that I think is important to say about it. But first, I want to know if you would like to go on record about what date Thanksgiving is.
Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Thanksgiving, when you're listening, is tomorrow. As it was last week.
Yeah. All right.
Thanksgiving, as I previously said, is tomorrow.
You know, one cannot fault you for being consistent, really sticking with your story.
If I'm nothing, I am consistent.
That is true. What I wanted to do, we do a lot of we talk a lot about news,
about Thanksgiving.
We talk a lot about we talk kind of a lot about the issues that are facing the industry. We bitch a lot about AI.
Yeah, we do.
But I'd like to have maybe just. I don't know where this conversation is going to go, but these freeform ones are usually kind of interesting for us, or we might just cut it early. We'll see. I want to talk about what you're grateful for.
Ooh, what am I thankful for?
What are we thankful for? What are we grateful for in our kind of musical careers and journeys and etc.?
With Thanksgiving being tomorrow.
Go off, King.
I'm thankful for a lot of things. This year's been like big year. This has been a big year. we expanded this year.
Yeah.
And
we meaning the studio.
And we just took over more units and started providing like private spaces.
Yeah.
That's been a big journey.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of like risk, but I'm really grateful that it's kind of stabilized out and things feel more like consistent. I'm really grateful for the space and for all the people who are using the space.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for all the monthly members we have here, like keeping our space sustained and growing and like bringing in new things that I wouldn't have thought about. Like we've had some really, really cool events.
Yeah, you really have.
Like some things that I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, and then you see it and you're like, wow, this was awesome.
Yeah, this
was really cool. So I'm really grateful for all of the people who like bring this empty room together into something. So that's like one thing I'm really, really thankful for.
This is like something that's really nice. We talked about probably is an episode in the teens about kind of the ins and outs of running a creative space.
Yes, we did.
And we timed that at the time because you were in the middle of that transition. Yeah. And I kind of thought it'd be like really, you probably would have a lot on your heart, as we would say.
Yes, I did.
And now, like I can see that you put in a lot of work this year. I mean, it's obvious to anybody who comes here often, which many of us do, that like you have put in. There's a lot of love and a lot of heart in this studio.
Yeah.
And what's so like, and what I'll say is, as someone who gets to experience that and to benefit from that, like that heart that you put in is like. It's not tangible in the sense that it's not falsifiable, right? It's like it's not, you couldn't touch it, but you can experience it every time you're in here. Yeah. So like that's really nice. That's really lovely. Like, and I would congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
This has been really, really nice.
What is something you're grateful for? Something you're thankful for this Thanksgiving season? It's
funny because it's related because it's something that has also happened here. But Oxford Open Mic has
best day of the week.
Oxford Open Mic saved my life, and I am not joking. I came to you about a year ago. Yes. It's probably about a year ago since we first sat down and had our first meeting.
Yeah, probably almost exactly a year since we started thinking about it.
We sat down over there and started talking.
Before there was two.
And so I had this idea of having an open mic that would serve a kind of a different niche that I didn't feel was being super well served in LA, which was I wanted to have an open mic that really explicitly focused on people who performed with tracks. Yes. Because and this is no knock. There's a lot of wonderful open mics in this town.
There's some amazing open mics here.
You go to a lot.
This is LA. There's a lot.
You go to a lot of open mics, and there's a lot of people with their acoustic guitars and maybe a piano. And if you're somebody who plays with tracks, it's like I've kind of asked around now because people who come to our open mic go to a lot of open mics.
Yeah, it's a circuit.
Yeah, they go to the circuit. So I've kind of asked around like, how is it with tracks? And some people say it's decent, and then there are other ones that are like, this is a total hassle to play tracks. Yeah. Obi, shout out Obi. I don't think he'll mind me telling this story. He said he went to an open mic. I won't name the open mic, but that they made him play. He had tracks, and so they made him like mic his phone.
Oh no! No! Absolutely not. No.
So
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
So that's why we made an open mic that was explicitly there to kind of serve that community.
Yeah.
And then of course, this is a queer space. Yes. This is the Black owned space. Yes. So we kind of also knew that this was going to be like that kind of community was also going to be centered in what we did. Yeah. And week after week after week, people come to this thing and they tell us how nice it is for them. Yeah. How sweet it is for them to have this. And so for me, I've touched on it a little bit. I had a rough year this year. And truly the thing that it was like, get to Thursday. When I get to Thursday, I have open mic, and that's going to make me feel something. Like that's going to get me through. And then the feeling of coming off of that would carry on until about Tuesday or Wednesday. And then by Wednesday, the darkness would be creeping in again. And I just would hold on till Thursday. Yeah. So that's just far and away number one headline. Like it's like Usain Bolt. It's lapping the rest of them. Like in terms of my musical life this year, open mic is far and away the thing that I'm the most grateful for.
I think, that's the thing that people come here the most for consistently.
Yeah.
Is the aux cord. People love that. And it's just something I think we'd done open mics before.
Yeah.
But not at this like regularity. I think having a weekly space that feels like home.
Yeah.
That feels like I'm reconnecting, I'm building community. I have a space that's safe to express myself.
Yes.
Wherever you are. Like whether you are like, I want to play these tracks before I go on tour.
Yeah.
Or whether you're like, hey, I've never played this for anyone yet.
Yep.
And I made it this week or made it last night.
Yep.
Like,
and we've had both.
Yes, we really have. And it's a special space.
It is really, really nice. It's a cool event. So that's far and away. I think, what else for you? What else has been besides like, that's major. Like that is enough because I'm seeing how much you put into this, but what else?
This sounds like a really strange one, but for a long time, I was in survival mode, and that carried through to every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Like, is in survival mode in the way that I was living, like in the food that I could get, in every aspect of my life was just like, what's the bare minimum that I need to subsist? And I feel so thankful and so grateful this year because I feel like I'm finally at this place where I'm not just subsisting, where I'm like the next step above subsistence. I don't know that I'm thriving yet, but I am. I'm definitely surviving, and I in a way that feels good and feels like I'm for the first time in my life, I'm happy in my home.
Wow.
And like
is there something you want to kind of talk about specifics about what's behind that? You can say no because it might be kind of private, but
I moved this year.
Yeah.
I moved to a new apartment, and I'd lived in the same apartment for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I moved into a new place that I love.
Yeah.
That I watched get built. Like this is a funny story. I don't think I've ever told this here on the podcast,
No,
but
you haven't.
I used to live in an apartment directly across the street from the apartment that I lived in and that I live in now. And I remember I used to be able to like stand on my couch and look out my window and I could see the Hollywood sign.
Okay.
And then somewhere around 2020, they started building this enormous behemoth building.
It's a huge building.
It's enormous. It's ridiculous. It's comical almost.
It is. Like whatever you're thinking, think bigger.
Think bigger.
Enormous.
And it's among a bunch of small buildings too.
Yeah.
So it looks even bigger in its landscape. But when they built that building, it blocked the view. So I could no longer see the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
But I could see the building. And I was like, one day maybe I'll move there. That looks cool. And I had a friend move in with me last year about maybe like 16 months ago.
Yeah.
And she just stayed on my couch. Homegirl slept on my couch with no complaints for a solid 9-10 months.
Dang.
Just like, this is good for me. I'm set.
That's our girl.
And last year I was like, hey, maybe we should move.
Yeah.
And we did. And it was been the best thing for me. It's been the best thing in my life.
That's really cool. I probably get a chance for maybe one more.
Yeah. What's something you are thankful for?
As I often talk about when I intro this thing, I often talk about how I co-own a record label and co-own PR and music services. So that is with my one of my absolute besties, Josh. I think it's okay for me to say his name, Josh. Everybody knows him. Like if you know me, you know him. Joshua J. Lexfold. Is definitely just total bestie, and we have been together now doing art and doing business together now for well over 10 years.
Yes.
And this really, again, because this year was really hard for me, knowing that Josh had my back at all times was so fucking important for me. And it was again, the label, having that identity and kind of knowing that I love the label. I love doing the label. The label has become a part of my identity. The label is something I'm really proud to say that I do.
Yeah.
I'm proud of our artists.
Yes.
I'm proud of we are, we're 70 some releases in.
Wow.
Since starting this thing in 2014, we're 10 years into it. No, I'm sorry, 2017. We're not 10 years into it. 2017 we started. We're 70 plus. We've got dozens of artists.
That's incredible.
Artists in the UK and in the Midwest here, and we signed our first local to me, local in LA. He's in Minneapolis, We signed our first local to me, like Southern California artist.
Wow.
East LA's own Pleasure. Shout out Pleasure.
Ooh, yes.
So that was a really special kind of like, you know,
to bring Pleasure to the aux core.
They are. They'll burn the place down.
I love that.
They will burn the place down.
Too hot.
They are. So we're really, you know, so like, and then we started this year, this thing called the monthly single series. So this was a ton of work. We really built up the cocaine opera side of things. And now we have this thing where we send, and by the way, if you make like goth, industrial, dark scene music, go to cocaineopera.com and submit to this.
Yes.
I think it's $25, $30 to submit a single, and then we submit it to our massive mailing list that we've accrued of press and radio. So it's a really great deal. I didn't do this to plug, but that's something that we built this year. I'm really proud of it, and
that's huge.
Yeah, and so like that whole thing is just like continues to build, and I'm so grateful. Like, and including you, like I'm grateful for the partnerships that I have in my musical life. We talked about like there's no DIY,
there's only DIT.
That's right, and so like that includes what we're doing here.
Yes,
that includes Josh, what we're doing there. Josh, I love you, and like that's what it's about for sure.
I have one thing to add to that that I'm very thankful for.
Yeah.
And that's for everyone who's joined us on this journey.
For sure.
This has provided me like something that I don't share a lot is I don't have a lot of structure in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I live on the calendar. I live on what people book. So
that's the life of a studio.
Yes,
for sure.
I'm here when you say be here.
Yeah.
But that lends itself to a life without a lot of like things that I do every week at this time. And you and I, we do this thing every week at this time.
Yep.
And all of you listeners who've joined us and followed this journey with us.
Yeah.
We've worked it as we transitioned from spot to spot.
Yeah.
We gone through process. The cameras turned off and the audio's cut out and you stayed with us. So I'm so thankful for everybody who's listened and who's been a part of this journey with us as we
for sure continue
to grow.
Yeah, this is what, episode 23 or 23? So,
23?
Yeah, we're almost 6 months into it.
We are.
Episode 26 will be 6 months, right?
I like that.
So that's pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, hell, just to echo that, just absolutely super grateful for all of you for joining us every single week, following us on TikTok, following us on Instagram.
Yes, leaving a comment.
Yep, grateful for you for liking and subscribing. That maybe sounds a little cynical. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to sound like that, but I really actually am super grateful for everyone who's joined us on this.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap this up and go back to fucking back to AI news. Here we go.
It's only bad news from here.
It really fucking is. We're back with some more AI news.
Some more AI bullshit for you.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. There's a bunch of new. This is late November 2025. Mm-hmm. A bunch of new
AI. This is Thanksgiving, baby.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Is it, Cameron? Sure.
Trust me.
Is that the face of somebody you're gonna believe about the date? I would not after last week's shenanigans. All right, so we're gonna try to get through these really quickly because there's a bunch of them, and I think they matter. We're gonna cover them, but well, let's just get into it. UMG, Sony, and Warner strike licensing deals with new AI music platform Clay. This is by Murray Stassen from Music Business Worldwide. Los Angeles-based music technology company Clay Vision Inc. has closed separate AI licensing deals with Universal Music Group, Universal Music Publishing Group. So that's the two sides of that. Going back to master and songwriting, that's how these companies do this. Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Publishing, Warner Music Group, and Warner Chappell Music. So this is the publishing and the recording side of all the three majors. According to the press release, these agreements, quote, establish terms on which Clay, that's K-L-A-Y, will further evolve music experiences for fans, leveraging the potential of AI while fully respecting the rights of artists, songwriters, and rights holders, end quote.
So when I read this article, you're going to think this is so dumb, but when you read it to me right now, I was like, what are you talking about? Because when I read this article, I thought it was Clay. Oh.
Clay.
Yeah. But no, Clay makes way more sense.
Pretty sure it's Clay.
I read it. I'm like, oh yeah, what about this Clay org? Let's learn about what Clay is up to.
Yeah. Well, this is like when I was like Tata Tummy.
to tell me, and I'm like, talk to me.
So we are 1-1 now. So according to the press release, these agreements, quote, I did that. The company states that it is developing an AI music platform that, quote, reimagines listening with immersive interactive tools, end quote, powered by Clay's large music model, which, according to the announcement, is, quote, trained entirely on licensed music.
So this is actually something I thought was really, really interesting. And it kind of opens up like this to another area of conversation, which is, what do you think the purpose of this is? Do you think so I was thinking about this. I was wondering if part of this acquisition of them,
it's not an acquisition, it's a partnership
with them and building this entire relationship, like, and integrating it so deeply into the big three. I think maybe this is part of like them trying to block out other orgs like Suno or Udio, like creating this full like top to bottom integration for them. I think is going to give them ground to stand on to say anything that wasn't trained properly, or I think the term they use is ethical training. Anything that wasn't trained ethically, I think maybe in the next 2 or 3 years we'll see Sony, UMG, and Warner say, yeah, no, that's not legit. That's fake AI music. That's non-ethical, improperly trained, and I wonder. I really wonder what this will look like, what this partnership develops into with Clay, not Kaylay. With Clay over the next kind of like maybe 3 to 5 years.
I didn't save it in the article, but what I did notice, they mentioned kind of who's in leadership at Kaylay, and you can't see my wry smile. I'm in a mask today. Clay is that it's a lot of music industry people. Yeah. Unlike Suno and Udio, which are
tech people.
So I think you're probably right that this is a little bit of a defensive move.
Yeah.
To say like, well, this is happening, so let's have it happen on our turf.
That's the vibes that's the aura I was getting from it.
The company said, just to round this out because we got more to talk about, the company said that it is currently expanding its efforts to include, quote, all independent labels, artists, publishers, and songwriters in this framework, end quote, with the aim to create, quote, a scalable foundation for the industry at large. So this, what it doesn't say, and I think this is notable, is what the fuck it actually does.
Yeah, it's even their website. It seems like kind of unusable.
Smoke
like,
and mirrors.
It isn't like Suno where you can upload your music and it'll spit something back out at you. This is just like a front page. This is literally like a Squarespace front page. You can probably go to Kaylay or clay.com and see it. It's just literally just a blank page. I mean, it's not blank. It's just like
a logo.
Yeah, and it says as featured on like a bunch of places.
And then all those are these news articles about the
collaboration.
What they just signed.
And I think it was initially talked about in 2024. I saw articles about Kaylay going all the way back to last year. And like about Clay. Going all the way back to 2024. So I think they've been in this development stage since then, and I'll be curious to see
what the fuck it actually does. All right. Yeah. UMG, this is next. UMG strikes strategic alliance with Stability AI to develop, quote, next generation, end quote, AI music making tools. This is by Mandy Dalugdug for Music Business Worldwide. Universal Music Group has now entered into a strategic alliance, whatever the fuck that means. It's like my daughter marries your son, like kind of bullshit.
Hopefully not.
Strategic alliance with Stability AI to develop, quote, next generation professional music creation tools, end quote. UMG said these tools will be powered by, quote, responsibly trained generative AI and built to support the creative processes of artists, producers, and songwriters globally. According to the statement today, Stability AI's research and product team will, quote, work closely with UMG and its artists to research artist needs and technical approaches for the next generation of music creation tools.
When I hear strategic alliance, I want all of your resources, but I don't want to buy you.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I see you're doing the thing I need to be doing, but I know I need to be doing it, and I don't want to spend the money to acquire you.
Or I'd like to acquire you, but we don't want to be like with the like weird. We see too much value in this, so we don't want to sell out at this early stage.
Yeah.
So who knows? Of course, what they're doing. I don't know. Do you know what Stability does?
I've heard of it a few times, but I'm not super familiar with them. No.
Yeah, I've heard it. Like I keep reading about it in the news, but I've never checked them out because I don't fucking care. But anyway, all right, moving on.
I wonder if it's a similar platform to like
Udio.
ChatGPT or to do you know if it's music specific?
I don't
think it is. I think Stability AI is more general. I think it's like another LLM. But I think it's more in the category of like a Grok or a ChatGPT or a Gemini.
Okay. Finally,
I could be wrong.
It's all right. Universal Music settles their Udio lawsuit, strikes a deal for licensed AI music platform. This is also by Mandy Dalugdug for Music Business Worldwide. This might sound familiar because it's basically the same fucking news article except replace Udio for Stability.
Well, if that's the case, I wonder what how this is going to play in against Clay.
Well, yeah.
Like against the Clay situation, why are we building these strategic alliances with Suno and with Udio and with fucking whatever it's called with which?
Well, so this is okay. So this is interesting. So Warner has the deal with Stability. UMG has the deal with Stability and with Udio. And then all three, Warner, Sony, and Universal, have a deal now with Clay.
I honestly think it would have been smarter for them to go in all on Suno or on Udio. Either one of those two. I think it would have, and maybe you could make an argument here that it doesn't make sense. And I think this is probably where they're operating from, is that because those models have already been trained non-ethically on music that's already existing, it would be equally as difficult to untrain and retrain new models. So it doesn't matter so much, but they do have the recomnition. Like I think
brand recognition, that's true. But like Suno's getting killed in the German courts right now.
Is it?
We haven't covered that, but like the German system is coming down pretty hard.
The EU is so much more progressive than we are. So I'm not that surprised to hear that.
No, I'm not either.
But I do. It just makes me think when we're reading this particular article, is this like a strategic alliance or partnership mostly just to manage the damage, or is this something that we're going to see further down the line?
Yeah, this is, I think, also really interesting. So we got time here. We're going to just rip this one off the cuff here.
Take the Band-Aid off.
One more AI news as long as we're at it. This is also from Music Business Worldwide. This is also from
Music Business Worldwide.
We do. We are not their official podcast because I think they have one.
Do they really?
I think they do.
Oh, fuck me.
They do. But we do. We love them.
All right, this will be the last wholesome music episode. Thank you so much for listening.
We're the unofficial podcast of Music Business Worldwide.
We are.
TikTok is testing limiting AI generated content in user feeds. This came out just the other day.
I saw this.
Mandy Dalugdug, TikTok. Well, you posted this. TikTok is testing a feature that gives users control over how much artificial intelligence generated content appears in their feed. So this isn't quite about music, but obviously TikTok is so important for music discovery.
Yes. TikTok is probably the primary music discovery platform in 2025.
Yeah, that's true. So it will begin testing a feature through its managed topics, where a user can adjust a slider to increase or decrease the amount of AI content they see, similar to how they currently adjust their exposure to categories like dance, sports, food, and drinks.
I mean, I'd put mine at 0. I would like for there to be 0 AI in my feed.
Easy.
And I think this is a really positive thing. I think like this story is really, really exciting for us because if you don't want, and I think it kind of follows on what we talked about last week or maybe the week before when we were talking about creating a separate chart for AI. I think, you know what, like it's fine. If you really love AI music, if you got down with what was the song we listened to?
Who fucking cares?
If you really get down with that like country ripoff, go fucking listen to it. You know what? You enjoy that. But I don't want it taking the place of a real country band, a real country group, a real country artist.
Or even like a real TikTok creator.
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to have a separate space for that. And I think this is maybe a first step in us getting to the point of moderating AI out of the feed, or at least having a separate AI feed.
I think so.
That seems more fair for real creators.
There is a social media. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it's called, and I don't leave a comment because I don't care.
Leave a comment for me. Let me know.
There is a social media upstart that's trying to be like AI only.
Interesting.
So it's just like, this come here just to like, and I'm like, sure, go over there. Like, leave my feed alone.
Would you go to a separate platform for AI? Well, I know you wouldn't.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say yes. So it all goes over there. So I can have so I can just relax and watch my hot takes about Roman,
But that's
history.
What I wonder. Like, that's almost my point is I think people want it somewhere else so that they don't have to interact with it.
Yeah.
Versus wanting it somewhere else so they can interact with it specifically.
Yep.
I think we talked about this previously, but I think AI is almost so specific, kind of like our algorithmic feeds that are so curated and so siloed. I think AI is really what you want. So the use of AI as something like, hey, we're all going to get behind this big AI thing. I wonder if that's a little bit more of a fad or a trend. And if eventually AI will become more individualized, like you're creating this for you. It's not to share. It's so it can be the most specifically curated and like made for you. And maybe it's not enough demand for like everyone to want it, but there's enough demand because you want it.
Yeah.
So we'll make this specific for you.
I think one of the things that that technology has proven over and over again, to build on your point, is that like what's public becomes more and more specific. You know, I mean, like the family computer now became the personal, the iPhone in your pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the stereo, the phonograph playing music in the community now became the earbuds that's individual.
Yeah.
So there is a case to be made, like the monoculture, like we all watch TV together.
Yeah.
Now it's the individual feed. So there is a case to be made for that. That's really interesting. I think the last thing I'll say about that is that the other thing that I think this proves about us is that AI is not inevitable.
Mm-mm.
It is not just something we have to roll over, accept, and just when someone's like, well, it's just coming, it's inevitable. No, it's not. And I think something like a move like TikTok, creating a moderation about it, proves that it puts light to that assertion.
Yeah, it does.
So there it is.
There's
your AI roundup. First and foremost, we're going to follow up. Last week, we broke the news. We didn't break the news, but we shared it. We broke it with you. We shared the news. Like I shouldn't say
breaking news.
I'm sorry that I said we broke. That's not what we're doing here. We're
breaking news. We are breaking news.
We shared the fucking news.
It's Thanksgiving tomorrow, and this is breaking news.
And we're journalists.
This is a Wholesome Music exclusive. Our reporters were in the field.
We shared last week about this new initiative from TIDAL.
Yes, we did.
And my sort of angle on it at the time was what I was really interested in was how they were doing private uploads.
Yeah.
I was really interested in how they were kind of going for SoundCloud's space.
Yes.
Since then, a lot of the controversy has centered around the other part of it, which we talked about.
Yeah. And when you said it to me, it didn't really click for me right away.
Yeah.
I guess it just went over me really quickly in the moment. But I think, it is kind of problematic not paying out royalties because those royalties are still going to be collected by TIDAL. They're just not going to be paid out to the artist.
What do you mean by collected?
Essentially, when you upload your music to TIDAL, all of that money is still collectible. Essentially, they're still monetizing that.
Well, they're monetizing it because it's a subscription-only service.
Yes, just the same way Spotify would monetize. So they're going to make the money on your song. Like all the people are going to go listen on TIDAL. I mean, not that many people, to be fair. TIDAL's a really small platform.
That's a dig on TIDAL.
It is. I'm sorry. Not that many people.
Not that many people.
It's like I don't know. You go back last week.
It was less than 1 million.
It's less than 1 million people. So like let's just say optimistically 750,000 people
that's what
listen to your song and get fed an ad.
Yeah.
And get fed an ad.
Yeah.
Now they're going to take the money from that ad and keep it.
Well, TIDAL doesn't do ads.
Maybe pay you $100.
Maybe pay you. That's the most important
thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I think the stipulation is if your song performs the best.
Well,
then you're a part of, and I believe their entire creator fund to pay out is $100,000.
Okay.
So they can pay out 1,000 artists $100.
Yeah.
I think this feels a little bit. It raises my music industry red flag a little bit.
It should,
and I wanted to come back and touch on this because I felt like when I was editing it, I was like, oh wait,
yeah,
oh wait, I don't know if I like this.
We did gloss over that part.
Yeah, I think I just it does give me a little bit of red flag, and I want to see I want to see more transparency. I don't think this is something that like major label artists would be interested in. I don't think this is something that like high grossing indie artists should be interested in. Maybe this is like, maybe you can put it in the category of discovery, but looking at how small the audience on TIDAL is, I don't think it really fits into the discovery category either.
So this is like, I think you would have to sorry to play devil's advocate here, because I agree with you.
Fuck you.
I know. Like what we need in the world is another white guy playing devil's advocate. But
I'm ready. I'm armored up.
I actually agree with everything you said, but just to kind of just to think it through. Like I think you would have to know what niche you were serving, because as we said, I think there's a couple things to say. One is I think we know that TIDAL is a little more like integrated with with black music or with hip hop,
maybe
R&B.
I don't know if I feel that way.
I think it is.
Maybe I want to see stats on that, because I don't know if I believe that. I know that it's like, I don't know. I think it's probably more honestly affiliated with high quality listeners, people who are listening for lossless audio, because that's been their big pitch. Like the big driver for them has been that like they had high quality audio.
This is so interesting about like, this is a side note, but this is so interesting about like branding and perception, because the pitch, or the kind of like what I kind of felt what they were known for was being black owned.
I've heard,
so that's interesting. Like,
I've heard like artist run. I've heard that term put around with TIDAL, but I don't feel it. Like it doesn't feel authentic.
You're right.
It feels corporate. It feels like it doesn't feel authentic.
It feels like a big digital product like anything else.
Yeah. And so I don't know that there is more black listenership on TIDAL.
Yeah.
Maybe there are stats about that. Maybe that's something we can dive into.
Yeah.
But it's something that I haven't seen.
I would say not even necessarily black listenership, but it's people who are interested in hip hop and R&B was kind of where I was going with this. Because if that's true,
I don't think anyone's going there for classical music.
Right. No, especially because Apple has a classical music app. But because that's true, if that's true, the argument could be made. The argument could be made, and I think this is a toxic argument. I'm owning this. I don't even think this is right.
Hit me with it.
This speaks to the kind of brokenness of the industry, but I think because this equation is there, it's worth speaking about.
Yeah.
The argument to me is, what does it cost to get a song on CD Baby, right? Like, what does it cost to through distribution, or CD Baby, TuneCore, etc. Right? So what is that? Because they want their $20 a year plus $20 a year per song, all this stuff, right? So this is why I kind of ignored the like $100 and whatever, because I was thinking, okay, so you're putting yourself on a proprietary platform for the opportunity to kind of be shared. Yeah. And I think, and again, like this is problematic, but I think you do this arithmetic, which is like, is it worth me paying the $30 to get this song up online, to pay some tech company just so it can be at all the streaming platforms? Or maybe if there's an audience there, and they're and it's serving the niche that is my music, it's like, okay, so I could just kind of put it on TIDAL.
I still disagree.
Okay, yeah,
I still disagree.
I do too, but I think that's the case.
And I disagree because of the size of the platform.
Yeah, true.
I think if this, like, we're ultimately talking about, you and I are both from Minneapolis.
Yep.
We're both talking about TIDAL is smaller.
Right.
The listenership of TIDAL is smaller than the city of Minneapolis.
Way smaller.
So like,
yeah.
So if you were coming to me and saying, yeah, we have there are like 14% of the US is black.
Yep.
So there are 48 million black people in America.
And most of them aren't on TIDAL.
Yeah. And if you said to me that it was a platform with 48 million listeners daily, then like that's your daily active user base, then yes, then maybe so. Because I don't find it that egregious to pay $20 to go out to 1 billion people plus on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's a tax. You're taxing me, but I'll take the tax just to reach that volume. Okay. And even knowing majority of the time, in fact, probably all the time, you're not going to reach those people.
Okay. So, right. So, okay, let me ask you this.
Hit me with it. I'm ready.
What if Spotify does this?
I'm uploading absolutely every time.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. For free.
Yeah.
Free upload to Spotify.
And the difference is because of the user base.
Yes, because of the user base. Yep. And yeah, absolutely. And I'm 100% doing it because, one, if you could upload directly to Spotify for artists, I would do it every time. Their data's better. Look, there's a lot of bad things to say about Spotify.
Yep.
But the data collection there is great.
Yep.
Like the back end of Spotify, I can see very cleanly, beautiful UI. Where are my listeners? When are they listening? Are they listening right now?
Yep.
Did they listen the past hour? What cities are they in? Where's my highest viewership? Over this month, over last month, over a year ago. And seeing that mapped out, I would absolutely do that. And I think the best example of this, the most clean example of free uploads to large audience is YouTube.
Okay. Go off.
YouTube is the cleanest example of it's free for you to upload your content here. We have an enormous user base, and it is your responsibility to make your content engaging to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely do it. I just think that they need, and I think you also, just a tangent here, I think YouTube has done an exceptional job of creating a fair monetization platform for their users. And I think TIDAL just hasn't done that, and they've got work to do, and hopefully we get there.
We talked about dashboards early on in one of our episodes. So I was looking to find it so I could be a professional and shout it out, but I can't find it. But early on, I'd say one of the first 5 episodes, we did a pretty decent
deep dive.
Yeah. About how these dashboards work. So, look out for that. Go back into our history.
Jump back. It's in somewhere between 1 and 5.
So just get on board.
Get on board or get off the boat.
So is that all we need to say about that?
I think that's really what I had. I just wanted us to kind of touch base and check back in with that. Okay.
So real quickly, let's do. Why don't you pull up the link for the Tyler one, and I'll pull up while I do Travis Scott.
Yes.
We're gonna do 2 more. We're gonna try to fit 2 in. We got 5 more minutes here. Travis Scott closes his historic chapter as he breaks the solo rap tour sales record. The Circus Maximus tour is now the highest grossing solo rap tour after selling 2.2 million tickets in 2 years, according to Live Nation. This is from Rolling Stone by Tomas Meyer, maybe. Meyer, sorry, Tomas. Travis Scott's recently wrapped Circus Maximus tour broke global records. The 85-stop tour across the globe became the highest grossing solo rap tour in history, which is amazing, after grossing $250 million and selling more than 2.2 million tickets. So we had a couple weeks ago, we talked about, we got to get better about knowing past shows because just it would be more hard. It is hard. You do this every week. And you and I kind of both talked about off camera how we both try to be really present people.
Yes. Yes, we do.
We talked about how rap is really kind of
disappearing from the charts.
However, here we go. Travis Scott has a huge tour, and so it's not like rap is dead. I think anybody who's trying to tell you that rap is dead
is wrong.
Is wrong.
I think I heard a great quote comes from Curtis King, YouTuber here on the platform. Definitely check him out if you're not familiar. He has a quote that said, "Rap isn't gone, rap is going underground again."
I love that.
Love that. I think that's the most accurate quote that I can relay for you.
Yeah, we love the underground. And just kind of the last paragraph of this, Scott's shows in India also made history as he delivered the largest rap concerts ever in that country, drawing 125,000 attendees, according to Live Nation. So here, India is coming up on the rap.
They are.
So that's cool.
Yeah, India is a huge market. India's been an enormous market since probably 2015 or 16 is when it started popping off as hey, this might be the next China. This might be the next China right here. So seeing them grow from hey, this is a struggling market to, okay, there's disposable cash in this market. This is an area that's definitely moving into that consumer
middle class kind of mode. All right, take us home with one last one.
So I got one more story for us today, and we'll make it kind of quick, but this article comes from Music Business Worldwide, and the article is Tyler, the Creator, named Apple Music's Artist of the Year for 2025. I thought this was relevant for us to talk about because we're here in LA.
Yep.
And Camp Flogna just happened. That's Tyler's personal music festival.
Yep.
And it was notable this year. It was notable this year because it was pushed back a week. Because here in LA, it rained.
Yep.
It rained like hell.
Like hell.
And Tyler was like, well, we do this at the Dodger Stadium. We don't want people to get rained on.
Yep.
And they pushed it back a whole week. And it still was amazing.
And it still popped off.
Still popped off.
Yep. According to Apple Music, the artist generated more than 4.5 billion minutes of listening time between November 2024 and October 2025, his strongest 12-month performance on the service to date. The year included Tyler's largest tour, Chromacopia.
That was his album.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's his album. And then a second project, Don't Tap the Glass.
Incredible project. If you haven't listened to that, amazing music, definitely worth a listen.
Headline, Governor's Ball, Lollapalooza, Outside Lands, Osheaga. I've never heard of that. And then, of course,
Camp Flogna.
So again, like, to anybody telling you that rap is dead,
rap isn't dead.
Yeah, and like, even if it is going underground, like, here we are. Here's Travis Scott. Here's Tyler the Creator. Like, that's still, like, here's like culture to, like, They Not Like Us fucking defined the culture, right?
There's something that we can end on here that I think is really clean, and I think, you know, we'll talk about this a little bit more maybe next week. But the trajectory of rock music, and rap music, kind of, I think there's some things that are analogous, and the disappearance of rock from the pop charts, or from the top 40 charts, is very indicative to the disappearance of hip hop in the top 40 charts. And we're not seeing rock bands leave venues. There are still bands in venues. They're just not touching the charts in the same way. And so I think this is, you know, rock culture isn't gone. It isn't dead.
No,
it's just not as present in the top 40.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna. That's a teaser for next week.
Yeah.
Let's end it there. All right. Thank you for joining us for another wholesome edition of the Wholesome Music Podcast. We are out here every single week.
Yes, we are.
Where can they find us?
You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Apple Music. Well, Apple Podcasts. But yeah, that's probably all the places. Anywhere else on YouTube, if you're watching us, if you're seeing this lovely face right here.
Well, you can't see much of it, but
you can see those eyes.
Those eyes.
It's kind of giving an Obi vibe.
Oh yeah, I wish I had the hood.
Deep cut, if you're aware.
Yeah. It's a very local reference, but it is giving Obi. Amazon podcast is another popular one.
You want to buy the episode?
So thanks. No, they just watch it. It's not. What are you talking about? But you can buy the. Yes,
you gotta get Amazon Prime first.
Yeah,
support Daddy Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Support my birthday buddy.
He needs the money.
He's really struggling right now.
The rocket ships aren't cheap.
They're not.
So shout out Jeff, big friend of the pod. You know, when you reach out to us, we really love it. We love the comments. We love when you share.
We do.
We love when you send us story ideas. We love when you ask us questions.
Yes. It's really, the beginning of the holiday season. Put your comments, put your feelings. It's a tough season for a lot of people. So put your feelings in the comments. Send it to us if you have questions, you have concerns, you have things you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Let us know. Shoot us a comment. It's probably the best way. We don't have like an email for them to write into. Just put it down there.
Just find us on social media.
DM. You know, we got the open DM.
Yeah, we do.
Slide in the DMs. Let us know.
Can I, like, speaking of holidays, can I plug something?
Yes. No.
I never plug.
No plug. Sorry. Is it sponsored?
Yeah, I have a project called Tulip Tiger.
Ooh, and that's a good one.
I do instrumental electronic stuff, and several years ago I teamed up with the big homie Garrett, which I didn't get a chance to talk about in the gratitude segment. Love you, Garrett. We did a Christmas music.
Yeah.
So we call it Xanax and a Bottle of Red Christmas.
You have a Christmas record coming out?
It's out. It's been out a few years. So it's evergreen content, right? So
I need it.
You should. It's wonderful. So it's called Synth Xmas 2. Yes. And it's out on all streaming platforms.
Is it II or is it really number 2?
It's II.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. You love Roman numerals.
I do.
One little known fact about this one, he loves Roman numerals. Like, catch him out there with the Roman numerals.
With the IV, with the X1. Catch me out here. Catch me out here.
So if you're looking for some like really chill, it's lo-fi, like Christmas hymns. It's like if you want to take the party a different direction. I'm gonna plug my shit.
Maybe we should do like a whole holiday collection, like sometime closer to Christmas.
Yeah,
we just listen to a bunch of iconic Christmas music. Maybe not the iconic.
Yeah,
some
what's
like
the non-iconic?
deep cuts.
Leave us a comment about your deep cut holiday music as we
I got some
approach the season.
favorites.
Okay,
I got some weird favorites that you've never heard.
You come with it, and then we'll go from there.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right, is that all we need to say?
I think that's everything.
All right, smash that like button.
Hit the subscribe.
Hit the hype.
That's right.
Leave the 5 stars.
Do it up.
Leave
a comment.
It really does matter. We love joining you every single week, and if it's a small thing you can do to kind of help us.
If you don't hit the like, we might not come back next week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's like super abusive.
I'm just being honest. I thought you wanted me to be truthful, Augustus.
Yeah, I thought this was
a safe space.
I thought this was so you have to like. You see what you're doing? You see what you're doing to him, America?
I see you not liking the video, and it hurts my heart.
And also Indonesia, because I look at the stats. You're hurting him. Be better.
That's right.
Let's end it there.
We'll see you next week.